Hello? Oh my gosh, hello? Hi! Hello, everybody! Welcome on in. Hi. Why am I not in the center of my frame? There we are. Hi, everybody. I'm mxhuffle. My pronouns are she, her. I am an ambassador here on It Gets Better project. This is the second time I've been streaming with them. Last time I had a guest on. This time it's just me, which is going to be wonderful. We're going to be coloring together. We're going to be vibing together. Hi, Zeph. Hi, Kenna. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Ellen Cheez-Its. I love your name. It's so adorable. Hi, Mika Bunny. Hi, my friend. It's so good to see you. And yes, I went with obviously the trans pride flag makeup today because I did not get to stream for It Gets Better during Pride Month, so I've decided I made the executive decision that Pride Month is every month here. So that's going to be the plan. Hey, tonight we're going to be talking all things identity. Last time I streamed on this channel, I was known as mxhuffle because I use they them pronouns. Since then, so on June 1st, I came out with my new pronouns. I use she, her pronouns. I have been kind of doing the full-time girl mode thing pretty much since then. And so we'll be talking about like that journey and all the exciting things that come with that. Mystic Raven, hi, and thank you all for the kind words about the makeup and all that sort of thing. I really appreciate it. It's been so much fun. I also since then I took a trip to Seattle to see my dear friends Allie Mack and Kayla, and we went to Seattle's Pride, which is way bigger than Minneapolis's Pride. It was the first time I've done Pride in person, and it was just so lovely. So yeah. Okay, so if you have hung out with me before, you know that the thing that we do is we color and we converse, right? Rev, wait, people think Pride Month stops after June. Like we don't just go poof after June. And the makeup's so nice looking. Thank you, Rav, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you are curious, this is this came from Morphe's Lisa Frank palette, right? And then the under eye liner is NYX's Epic Wear stuff. Very easy. The Morphe stuff is it's just like so bold that you don't even have to pack it that much, right? You just like smear it on there and you're good to go. It's like, all right, we've done it. And it's got all of these colors. There's actually, that palette's really nice. It's got lots of stuff in there. But we color together. That's what we're doing. So let's start this off before I get too distracted by everything. And by color, I mean, like, I color. If you would like to color with me, you are more than welcome to do that. Let's see. I feel like this is, like, the music's a little too loud, isn't it? Is that a little better? I feel like that might be a little better. Okay, let me know if that balances off. I color, I get distracted, I talk a lot, that sort of thing. If you all have any questions about my experience as a trans woman, or just like you want to talk about anything that you are running through or anything like that, you are definitely welcome to do that. Kenna, I know that Sulky's working on the bot right now. So, you know, I'm glad that the bot's running though. So feel free to drop any of that sort of thing in chat that you might need or might want to talk through. Just a reminder to everybody, this is a PG-13 friendly channel, which means that we're not going to be throwing any harsh language around, right? But we are going to be talking about all sorts of different issues, especially if you have like a piece of like queer joy or things that are going well. Please feel free to share those things. I want to celebrate your journey as much as I want to celebrate mine. So please don't hesitate to do that. You have some questions? Wonderful. Let's talk about it. While you work through your questions, let's see. I would like to share what I'm coloring. So this picture, right? Take a look at this. We are going to make a little fairy village a fairy village, and I'm so excited about it because we're going to pick a bunch of like really like just straight up gay colors. It's going to be amazing. I said straight and gay in the same sentence. I love that. Nope. So we're going to talk through this. It's going to be lovely. I'm going to be coloring that. It's going to be great. That's just gonna if at any point you want to check in on how that's going, let me know. I also have got a little camera set up so that we can kind of have that up as we go. So I will be kind of working through and selecting my colors, which I like to like. I'm one of those colorers. Maya, hi, thank you. I'm one of those colorers that really likes to like get her stuff like laid out first, right? Like pick the colors I'm going to use, right? Put them in a pile, and then not overload myself with too many of them, right? I find that like if I just let myself go through all of the colors all the time, I get overwhelmed and grumpy. So let's see. I really want like a lavender. That's gonna be in there for sure. Maybe a deeper purple to shade the lavender. I want like a nice like coral. I love myself a coral. We may just have to go with a pink. I don't know if I have a good coral in the set. I'm using somebody always asks. They always ask if I don't say this. So I am Lady Puffle, welcome on in. Hi, Allie, it's good to see you. I'm using my Castle Art set of pencils. So that's what we're doing. Hi, welcome on in. Thank you for that follow. Also, how can we help make this stream a success? Well, how can we spread some queer joy and all that sort of thing? Y'all, go interact with this tweet, retweet it, like it, comment on it, right? Get it in front of some more eyes. Like, this channel is still growing. Other than just me, there are so many amazing ambassadors that are streaming on this channel that do just some incredibly amazing work here. There's such a wide variety of content. All of it is family friendly. So please, spread the word. Like, let's make this a big thing. Like, whether it's me or someone else, this is a really fun thing to hang out. Oh, do I not have rights to post links? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Go find me on Twitter. Go find me on Twitter. I'm mxhuffle on Twitter. I don't know. I'm an editor on the channel. I feel like I should have rights to do this, but maybe I do not. In any case, go tell your friends to come like check out this stream because it'll make everything better. No pun intended with the name of the channel. Try now. Oh, try now. Yeah, you don't have to follow me. Just interact with the tweet. It'll make a difference. Absolutely. Trying to figure out if I am gender fluid or little trans, so I'm using pronouns he, his, they, theirs. That's wonderful. One of the things, so in addition to working for It Gets Better Project, I have been a GSA advisor for a number of years. I am a high school, I should say educator now. I'm not going to be in the classroom next year. I've taken a different role in the district. But something that I love to tell both my students and friends and all that sort of thing alike, if you have questions about what pronouns fit you, find a place that you can try them on safely. Okay? Sometimes the best way to know if something fits for you is to have people use that for you, right? And so like our friend Mystic Raven, he just posted this question, right? They are asking some questions about their gender, right? And I feel like that is a really good way to be able to explore that. You do not have to come out broadly, okay? There's a huge push on TikTok, especially the younger side of TikTok, right? I'm old, okay? Like we could just get that out of the way, right? I am old. Especially on the younger side of TikTok, I see people pushing this narrative of if you are not settled in your identity, right? Or you do not understand everything about your identity, or you are not out in the open with everyone about your identity, that somehow that makes you less valid as a queer person. And that is so far from true, okay? There is nothing wrong with trying to discover who you are and try to trying to explore that with a safe group of people, and it is also completely valid and reasonable not to be out to anybody, right? You don't owe your story to anybody that you're not ready to share it with, okay? And that is your decision to make. There's nothing wrong with that. My students are lucky to have me. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Without the period, I read your name as mxhuffle. Takes a moment for a memory to catch up, but good advice, Miss Huffle. Don't confine yourself in a box or whatever society thinks you need to be like. Absolutely. There's safe spaces on the internet to try out pronouns. Absolutely there are. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I've picked out 2 colors of pencils so far. We are like doing really, really well at actually coloring. I'm gonna pick this pink I've never used before, and I can tell because of the sharpness of this. It's called grenadine. That's a pretty name for a color, so we're gonna go with it. I think we're going to go with like a nice peach, maybe closer to like a true peach. It's called Flesh Light. It's almost a coral, and we'll shade that with like a cadmium orange, right? Where are safe spaces? So making an alt account on certain things, it depends on how old you are too, right? Because if you are, most social media is not for anybody who's under 13 years of age, okay? So definitely take a look at that sort of thing. But take a look at most of the, oh, you're in your 20s. Okay, great. Like find yourself like Twitter communities or Discord communities or anything. Like, what, Mystic Raven, would you be comfortable sharing what sort of communities that you hang out in now? Like, are you doing any social media sort of things? Wait, M. Night Hufflean. No, what's happening? Oh my gosh. My favorite M. Night Hufflean movie, Lady in the Water. Y'all are ridiculous. But Mystic Raven, if Instagram and Discord, great. If you have like a Discord community that is relatively tight-knit where you feel like you're safe, right? That is a completely great place to say like, hey everybody, like, I would like to try on some pronouns. Would that be okay with you, right? Or like make yourself a group chat with a couple of close friends and see if they'd be willing to do that with you, right? And then like in the confines of that space, you can try some things on, see if that fits for you, right? I think that's a really good way to work with that. And the streamers working with It Gets Better projects are a great start as well. Yes, I would agree with that. This channel is a wonderful place. We can definitely support you in all of those sorts of things, because you, like I said, you deserve to feel supported and to have spaces that you can explore who you are. I think that's a really great thing for everybody to be able to do. Let's see. I'm gonna go with like a teal green light, and this one's called ultramarine light. Doesn't seem very light, but I think that'll be fine to shade that. Absolutely. Let's see. So I've got what? I've got a purple, I've got a pink. I've got nowhere to shade that pink. Maybe I'll go with like a lighter pink and shade it. Ooh, azalea pink. I love this pink. It's really pretty. I've got like a blue. We're going pastels today. Anyone who's colored with me before knows that almost every time we're gonna be going pastels. Like that's what we're gonna do, right? It's just going to be the case that's the way we're going. Do I want like a gray? Maybe I want like a gray. This is a warm gray. Maybe not. Maybe I go with like more of a straight up green. Like maybe like a light mint green. Oh, this one's actually called mint green light. I didn't know. Where are my darker greens to shade you? This green has a lot of blue to it. Maybe this one. Terra Verde. I feel like these two will be kind of the last ones that we're going to work with. You already know you're pansexual and ace, demisexual as well. So you've done a ton of identity work already, which is really great and wonderful. I think that's so wonderful. Yay. Oh, and there's the link over to my my channel for anybody who's interested in that. Just a warning for anybody who's going over there, that is not a family-friendly space, right? Sometimes I say bad words and that sort of thing. So just to throw that out there. I don't want anyone stumbling into anything that they don't want to be seeing. And all that. Oh, my music stopped. There we go. There we go. Yay. So, let me just show. We've got, these are the pencils I'm using, right? This is more colors than I usually will use on a picture. I like to try and keep it to like 5 or 6, but we've got lots of different colors or lots of different buildings, and I want to give each of them kind of their due. And do kind of like something a little bit different for each one of them, or kind of blend it together. So that's going to be the plan. So we're going to get a little coloring going while we kind of talk. Again, if you have any questions about like yourself or anything that you want to share about your own journey or any of those things, please feel free to drop them in there. I was talking to Lady Puffle earlier today, and she threw out a whole bunch of questions for me that's going to kind of guide some of the things I'm going to talk about. I have... like I shared early in the night, I have been doing the full-time woman thing since early June, and so this is kind of a new experience for me, which has really been wonderful. There's been a lot about it that like has been just very, very different than I expected it to be, a lot easier than I expected it to be. I've got some like things to share around like that front for anybody who's curious about like where I'm at and all that sort of thing. And honestly, that kind of started. I was not planning, like, just for those of you who don't know, most trans women that I've spoken to, right, they have kind of a long period of kind of like having a foot in both worlds. Right, where like they usually, most people I've spoken to, and not everyone, like everyone's journey is a little bit different, but a lot of people wait until they've been on HRT for about a year. HRT is hormone replacement therapy, so if you are trans feminine, estrogen; if you are trans masculine, well, and some sort of testosterone blocker, usually, not always. If you are trans masculine, some usually that would be testosterone, or some testosterone analog. But most trans women that I've spoken to are on HRT for about a year before they decide, like, okay, I'm going to present it as a woman to the world full-time, right? And that's for a lot of different reasons. We do live in a world that can be dangerous as a trans person, right? I don't think I'm saying anything to anybody that's going to surprise anybody, right? You've been at HRT for 2 years now. That's amazing. Yeah. And like, it's one of those things that like I kind of had in my head, like, it is going to be a year before I start like actually presenting full on this way all the time. Aqua MB, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And so that was kind of what I had in my head. But it was like I had started using she, her pronouns online, right? And it was time to have the conversation with my daughter. I have a 7-year-old about it. And so I talked to her about it. And I was like, yeah, like, you know, like, you've known me as having they, them pronouns for a long time now. I have been kind of reflecting on myself, and I have like come to the realization that she, her pronouns fit me better. Like, I am a woman, I'm a trans woman, and kind of explained what that meant. And I thought it was going to be a challenge, right, for her, because like we like, she's known me in a certain way for the last couple of years, and like I was fully anticipating like a long conversation. It also meant she was going to like change what she called me and all that sort of thing, right? I'm like, hey, I don't want you to call me dad anymore. And she thought about it for a couple seconds, and she said, okay, so you don't want me to call you dad anymore. And so she thought about it for a couple seconds. She goes, okay, mom. And she was just so excited about it and told me she always had wanted 2 moms and like all this thing. And I'm like, like, I don't know if that's true or not, but it was so sweet of her and like so supportive and so wonderful. And so what like that was great. What I did not foresee was that like in public, she was going to be aggressively and loudly calling me mom all the time, right? And like I was kind of reflecting on that, and I was like, gosh, like I wasn't planning on making this shift yet, but I don't see a way to try and explain to her that I am only okay with her, like with people knowing who I am at home, right? That like there's something that is like somehow like shameful about my experience, and that's why like I don't want anybody in public to know who I am. And that just hit me as first off incorrect, right? Like I'm very, very proud of my trans identity. I'm very, very proud of who I am and the journey that I'm on that's gotten me here, right? And I do not in a million years want her to internalize this idea that like that is true, right? So all of a sudden my timeline moved way up, right? It was like, okay, like I had this view of how this was going to go, but that's not where we ended up going, right? And so like the first day I was still dressed. I never dressed all that masked, right? Like I didn't, but like I definitely didn't like really like put myself forward in the hydration. Thank you. Oh no, Zeph, I'm sorry. My I got nervous before stream, and so I chugged my water bottle. I'm so sorry. So I will take a break in like what do we got? Like another half hour, and then I will fill up my water. So I will take that in a minute. I'm so sorry. You can see my makeup and you like it. Oh, thanks. So I ended up like deciding like I'm moving my timeline now. Like wearing a regular t-shirt like this is the most like non-femme that, like, not that this is not a femme look. Obviously, like anybody can wear a freaking t-shirt, right? But this is like the most like the least feminine outfit I've worn since then, right? And I went and got my hair cut, and I got the bangs and all that. By the way, if you are trans feminine and you would like to look more feminine, get bangs. They are magical. I don't know why, but like all of a sudden you just like are just like code completely differently to everybody. It's amazing. But yeah, Zeph, as I did that, I was clearing out the 44 point redeems. Kenna, I love how focused you are on this stuff. You are amazing, my dear. But in any case, I decided that like I was going to have to step up the situation, that I was going to have to change what my initial plan sort of was, for not like as like a so that I didn't have any possibility of like having my daughter internalize like negative views about me, right? Or my identity or that sort of thing. And I will tell you, I have been so pleasantly surprised by how well it's gone, right? And I have heard from so many early transition trans women who have, or men, really, who've talked about the idea of passing, right? There was, I forget who the TikToker was, but there was a TikToker who I found about a month ago, who talked about this idea of like passing being like a problem, right? Because there are lots of cis women, right, who do not pass if somebody is looking for reasons to find like that they aren't valid as women, right? Like this concept is just wrong, okay? So like that was very helpful to me, to try and like remove that from my like view of things, right? But they like she talked about the idea of blending, right? And that is to say that your goal for your own safety, right, can be, right, and it isn't for everybody, and that is completely valid and fine, can be to blend so that like you are not turning heads like in the grocery store or that sort of thing, okay? And I will say, for anybody who is trying to get to that point, if you lean on the feminine side of things, get yourself some bangs, and no one's gonna see as anything other than like whatever. Just like it don't matter. Now, that isn't to say that like everybody like looks a little different, everyone's journey looks a little different, and all those sorts of things. But that has been like my secret to being able to pull that off very, very in ways that I never thought was possible. I'm so happy and proud of the journey you were on. Mika Bunny, thank you. I'm so grateful to like have gotten to know you. Can we get a shout out for Mika Bunny, please? If you're not following this darling of a human being, please do that. She's super, super lovely. And her streams are a lot of fun. And I heard a rumor that she's as queer as I am. Gotta go and stay safe. Thank you, Mystic Raven. Thank you. And good luck on your journey. And I hope that we see you back here over and it gets better. Because yeah, that's yeah, it's really wonderful here. Everybody's real great. So yeah, that's been like kind of the little update for me. And like I said, the last time I streamed on this channel, I was still using they them pronouns and all that sort of thing. So all that sort of deal is like new and different and all that. What color are these spots? Are these dark pink spots? I think these are dark pink spots. These are gonna be grenadine spots. Okay, I'm committed. I normally start super soft so that I can kind of see. Here we can actually show like where we're at on the full camera here. So just kind of like diving in a little bit, and getting some things going. We haven't gotten very far, which is, you know, really typical for me. I tend to get so talky that I don't color all that much, which is fine. I do very much love coloring though. I feel like it's just such like a therapeutic activity. I never used to like it. Like I used to be my own like biggest critic when it came to coloring, and I still am sometimes. But I've been amazed. Like the more I color, the more I'm like, gosh, I feel like I'm actually like starting to get okay at this. And like I more and more often like the final product and all that sort of thing. So I don't know. It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah, so like the hardest thing honestly about like the coming out process for me has been trying to navigate it with people that knew me before. Okay, like the actual coming out, like being out and presenting as a woman and all that sort of thing. That has not been all that challenging, right? In general, right? Like I've actually been pleasantly surprised by how like functional I am in public and all that sort of thing. Like the bathrooms were very scary at first. That turned out to be a non-issue. Like and I'm sure you know like that there's potentiality there and all that sort of thing eventually. But it's been good. I could imagine like other things of like I imagine things being way more difficult and people being way grumpier and that sort of thing than they have been, which has been really great. What has been a big challenge is not everyone, but a lot of people knew that I was doing or that I was using they them pronouns, right? And like they were like tacitly supportive, but not necessarily like like these are folks that were not like queer allies, right? They were like I don't have a problem with queer people, but they weren't like really in touch with what queer identities were. But like they them like they would deal with that pretty okay. I was surprised to learn that some of the people that were okay using they them pronouns for me, that like the moment that I shifted to she her, that was a bridge too far, which surprised me, because it's like, well, this is just like another like a step into just an adjacent role, right? Like there's as much difference between a non-binary person and a man as there is between a non-binary person and a woman. So like it just didn't. That was a bit of a surprise. But like I think like by and large people have been very nice, which is great. And some people just still don't understand or get it, but like are willing to like gender me correctly, and then it's like, you know what, fine, we can agree to disagree about whatever you would like, so long as you treat me well, right? Like that's all I'm asking. What should we order for dinner? Pasta. You should order pasta for dinner. That is my vote. Yep. My timeline is sped up as well. When I accidentally got outed to my whole extended family, my brother's wedding pictures got sent out to everyone. It was stressful, but turned out mostly positive in the end. Good! I can imagine that being so stressful, but I'm so glad that it turned out well. I hate that I have to decide whether or not I want to come out with every new person I meet for the rest of my life. Yeah, Zeph, I get that. As someone who was non-binary for a very long time, well, okay, a very long time, for over 2 years, right? That was a constant battle for me. And honestly, I will say, in public, I didn't usually do that, right? Like I like if someone sirred me, it was like, well, whatever, right? Like I don't know you, I don't owe you my story. But I had to get good, and obviously, like I know that you live in a different part of the country than I do, and all that sort of thing, right? So like, I'm not saying that my answer should be yours in any way, right? But I got good at just like on autopilot correcting people, right? Someone would say he, I would say they, right? He, they, right? Like just to jump on them enough times that they couldn't pretend like they didn't know anymore. But again, that was like my personal decision for me, because like that fight hurt a lot less than me. Like for me, it felt like I was like tacitly endorsing it if I didn't, right? And again, you may feel differently about that, right? Yeah, I definitely hated correcting people at first too. It wasn't until the second year of being out at work that I started doing that, and even then there were certain people that I definitely struggled with that with. But I guess what I'm saying is, like, if that is a goal of yours to be out, right? Like the only like hint I can give you is that the more you do it on an automatic basis without thinking about it, the less of a big deal it's going to feel to you when you do it, right? So I don't know. That's like just a little piece of like my experience. You could take or leave that for sure. And again, just for anybody, like my experience, my philosophy, my view on things, any of these things, right? This is just like one woman's experience with the world, one woman's like attempt at like interacting with the world in a way that is like safe and affirming and all that sort of thing. Literally nothing that I am going to share with you is anything other than my experience. I am no expert on this. I don't think anyone is, right? So like I think that like the important questions to ask are like, is it damaging to me, right? To to be living my life the way that I am, right? And if the answer is yes, okay, then what are the potential costs of being open about who you are, right? And some of those, like, if like some of those costs are real, and some of those costs are high, right? Like, the bulk of my family is not part of my life anymore, right? Including my parents, and that is directly a result of their inability to accept who I am, right? Now, I had the incredibly privileged position, right, of not being financially reliant on my parents, okay? So that's a very different place than a lot of people are in, right? So like, my answer may be a different one than you come to, and whatever you come to for yourself is just as valid as where I landed, right? I appreciate it. My coworkers calling me Zeph is enough. I think it'd be beneficial to me to try and explain what MB means to them. That's totally fair, right? And Zeph, like, the only thing I will say is like I hope that you can be open to yourself coming to a different conclusion someday, and that's okay too, right? Or you might not, and that's also okay, right? Like, there's no right answers on any of these things, right? And like, you are valid and beautiful and wonderful, and that is true regardless of how many people could define non-binary. Like, so there. I'm very fortunate that your family's been really supportive. That's lovely. That's lovely. Let's see. How friendships changed or improved was another question that Lady Puffle passed to me. Some of my friendships with queer folks have not changed, right? I think that the vast majority of queer folks that I interact with on any regular basis, many of them were not surprised by me switching pronouns. Not because I was like, oh, this is a thing that's going to happen. More because like they saw me, right? They knew what was up. Yeah, you know, so that's great and lovely. Let's see, I think we're going to like alternate colors on the bottoms, but I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So like what, here's the question. Which of these, so we've got, like, I've gone with like color and shade color for each one of them, right? So I've got a green, a blue, a purple, a pink, and an orange, right? These are my colors. What color do we want to pair with the lavender? Part of me is thinking the orange. I feel like that could be nice. I feel like the pink is out. I feel like that's too close to the lavender shade. I think it's gonna get muddy, right? And I don't know any right words about art or color or any of that. So I'm just saying things, right? I don't know if the green would go very nicely with the lavender. I feel like the other way we could go is we could do blue with the lavender, right? I feel like we could get away then with doing, because we've got a bunch of houses to do, right? I've got a bunch of mushrooms, but houses alone, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different houses, and I only have 1, 2, oh, whoa, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. Oh, okay. So each house's top is going to be a different color. Now we just have to figure out what the bottoms are going to be. This is amazing. Okay, so and then we can just mix around with the other mushrooms. Never mind. This is going to work out nicely. What does everyone think? I don't care. What color do you think should go with the lavender house for the bottom of the mushroom, right? So we've got this lavender and pink number, right? What are we gonna do down here? Ismera, hi! It's so good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. But that's gonna be the question we're trying to figure out. Which color do we like? And there aren't wrong answers here. Yeah, so like I was saying, my queer friends, like to a person, all were entirely unsurprised that I switched over to using she/her pronouns, and I thought that was funny, and one of those moments where it's like, oh, okay, so everybody saw this coming except for me, which is fine and great, right? Do I have a darker purple like a plum? Well, these are my two purples that I've pulled out. I do have darker purples. So I've got my lavender and then my shade color, right? So that's what I'm kind of looking at. I want to like force myself to like pick something different than the lavender for these, right? Pretty unsurprised the best way, right? Yeah, exactly. Mystic Raven, welcome back. It's good to see you. You like the light blue or teal? Okay, all right. We're going blue with lavender. That's gonna be our choice here. If you have a different preference for what we're doing here, that's great. Save it for the next one, right? We're doing all 5 of these color or all 5 of these colors are going to be the primary color on one of our 5 houses. And then we'll be figuring out what color to combine. So y'all need to get to help me figure out what the combination colors are going to be. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It's so freaking wonderful to have so many of you here and hanging out. Is anybody else coloring right now? Because you could be. You're invited to be. No pressure, right? But I'm someone that really, really loves like the parallel play style of interacting with people where we're both doing the same thing, right? Kind of like lets you like share something with people. You're playing Magic. Ooh. Kenna, you don't have a coloring book? Not me adding something to my to-do list. Get our nice shade color in here. I am really bad. Or I'm trying not to say that anymore. I struggle with like shade colors for blues. I don't know why, but I do. But I feel like this might be well chosen. Like, they feel like they have a similar character to them. The other thing that someone told me... Was it Maya? I forget. Someone told me. Might have been Maya. Maya tells me a lot of things, and they're always wonderful. That it doesn't matter what color you shade with, right? That you can shade with literally any color. It might give it a very different character than what you kind of anticipated or hoped for. But... it doesn't matter. Like you can use any color to shade any color, and exploring and testing that out is kind of fun. And I agree. And just for tonight, we're going a little more basic, right? Where I don't want to have to push myself too hard. I do like this color combination though. I feel like the blue with the lavender is kind of fun. And something about this blue makes me feel like it's a little more like earthy, right? And so it feels like it goes... Maybe it's just the fact that it's on a mushroom that makes me feel that way. But in any case, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, okay. And then I think... You know what I'm going to bring in is like a darker gray to do my deeper shadows, right? Break all the rules. I like your color combination. Oh my gosh. Just some toxicity in chat tonight. Can't believe you. Oh my gosh. So it is what, Tuesday? How's everybody's Tuesdays going? Anyone do anything fun today? Oh my gosh, okay. So, You're flirting. Well, I know you're flirting. I'm saying toxicity, like in that it's the opposite of toxicity, right? Like, you got your butt beat magic. Oh no, you got to get good. Oh my gosh, was that you beat her twice? Wow, that's brutal. They were just trying to play magic with you. You didn't have to kick their butt. So I am back on this channel in August. Crap. When is it? I was going to like bring up something great. And I'm forgetting what the date was. Just 1 second. I'm looking it up. August 9th. So it's not even that, it's less than a month from now, right? Here's what's amazing though. If you know Ashlina, she is incredible. And she's going to be my guest that night. So I thought we'd do a little like solo, like solo guest. And then for my last stream for this little term, like we'll have to figure out if we want a guest or if we want to just solo time. Because like I love the chance to get to like really like focus in on and talk with all of you, and so it's really, really fun. You know, you're getting a Lambo. Oh my gosh, I get to say it's a week until the big day of your operation. Oh my gosh, best wishes for you, Raph. Like I will certainly be thinking of you. That's amazing. We looked at houses today in an area that's more supportive for our kiddo. Ellen Cheez-Its, that is so wonderful. I work with a lot of different folks that are, you know, under the like the majority of my students are 14 to 17, right? It makes such a difference in a kid's life to have a family that's supportive enough that they are willing to do things like that for them. So your kiddo is so lucky to have you, and I hope that you know that, and I hope that they know that as well. And I'm sure that like everything's not all perfect all the time, right? Like that never happens, right? But like the fact that you are trying to push that direction, like that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful, and I'm so happy for all of you all. So that's great. Sorry, I cry easily these days. I don't know what to tell you. But that's really nice. Let's get our right here. And then I can't decide how we want to handle this. I'm guessing, like, what I'm going to say is that this is like the back wall that we're seeing off the edge of the stair. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of just give it with like as if like the light is coming in this way, right? But like, here's what I'm saying. Like kind of a little bit of a darker shade on the side. That I kind of smooth out and just make it a little more gentle as we go, right? Yeah, something like that. This color that I'm using right now is like graphite pencil, is what it should be called, because it feels like that. And I feel like this needs something. I think maybe I need to bring the blue out to define that edge a little better. I like that. I'll have to decide what to do with the inside of the windows. I never know what to do with that. Wait a second. Gosh, save all the tears. Yeah! Your birthday's on Friday! You spent another year being a proud trans woman, being surrounded with lovely people such as yourself. Mika, that's so wonderful! Yay! Wait. So you're a Cancer then? Someone very, very important to me is a Cancer. So that's pretty wonderful. Almost saw me cry spontaneously a few days ago. I did. I think that when we get in touch with ourselves as people, mature and grow, we tune in better with our own emotions. I think that is definitely, I think that's definitely something that happens for some people, and for some people it doesn't, and that's okay. How's the gender feeling with your new bangs? Oh my gosh. I have always struggled to look in the mirror and see a feminine person, even though I've felt like a feminine person for a very long time, right? When I got this haircut, right? First off, my stylist gave me my first non-binary haircut. Okay, we're gonna take a little break from the coloring because I want to find a picture. I want to find a picture. Actually, maybe I'll do it this way. This might be easier. My first non-binary haircut. And by it, like, any haircut can be a non-binary haircut, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying, right? But the first, like, haircut that I felt like was affirming, right? After I started identifying as a non-binary person, right? It made such a difference to my life. Let me find it. Because I think it is real cute. This will also show you how different I look, which is kind of wild. Da. Here you go. Here you go. Does everyone know Lilith Fox? Because if you don't know Lilith, you should. They are just freaking amazing. But you will see quite a similarity between my haircut and theirs, because I feel like it is absolutely like a like non-binary vibe in the best way. Let me find it. I'm so close. It's gotta be like right here. No. Oh my gosh, Cat, stop it. I'm getting there, I'm sure I am. Yes! Follow Lilith. They're incredible. Oh, here we go. There you go. Right? That was my first, I sat down in her chair, right? And so, like, the way that I found my stylist, oh my gosh, hint, for anyone who's like, I would like a more affirming haircut, right? I don't remember who gave me this advice, but what I was told to do, was I went onto different salons' websites, and I clicked on their stylists, and I looked through headshots until I found someone who was obviously queer, right? And so that's how I chose my hairstylist, and I made an appointment with her, and I went, and I sat down, and she took one look at, like, my mess of a head, right? And was like, huh, I feel like we're going for, like, an androgynous look. And my heart grew 3 sizes, because that was completely correct. And that was the haircut that she gave me, right? So fast forward, she is, I will not let anyone touch my hair but her now, right? Fast forward 2 years, right? Because this was almost exactly 2 years ago. It was July, I think, of 2020. Fast forward 2 years to now, right? And I had gone into her in beginning of June, toward the end of June, and sat down and I was like, okay, guess who has new pronouns? Also had like a very feminine haircut, and I am thinking bangs, right? And she cut my hair, right? And then I, like, for the first time, looked in the mirror and I saw like a woman looking back at me. Right? And like, I've heard other people say that they've seen that in me. Before that was the first time that I saw it, right? And it it was so wonderful, right? Like it was just such a moment. And still, like, I now like will be like walking through the bathroom or like washing my hands and look up, and I'm just shocked to see that I like have an appearance that matches how I feel, which is just really wonderful. So yeah, that's been a really great thing. How did we get on this? I feel like there's a question or something. I was like, we're going to talk about this for some reason, but in any case, like that's that. Here's a very big part of how we see ourselves. It's one of the things we have almost unrestricted control over that we can willingly change on a whim. It's true. It's why it's the first thing people try to change about themselves. Yeah, frequently it is. Frequently it is. Absolutely. And make you cry. I hope it's good tears. It's beautiful. Thank you, Mystic Raven. You feel the exact same way with yours? Yeah, absolutely. The first real hit of gender euphoria is amazing. Heck yes, it is. I love you, Mika. I love you too. Thanks. Oh, you asked about the bangs. That's right. Yeah, so that's why we're just banging around here now, right? I don't know if I'll ever not be banging anymore, right? Like it just feels like it fits me real good. Okay. Full disclosure. I am doing voice training, right? I'm working on feminizing my voice, okay? And to that end, like me talking in the register that I'm talking right now is not the easiest thing in the world. Like it's natural, it's easy, it flows, but I want to make sure I'm taking good care of myself and giving myself lots of breaks, okay? So I am going to enforce me taking an hourly break. So I'm going to do that now because we have been streaming for, I think it's an hour. Okay, a little more than an hour. I almost made it. I'm going to take like a 3-4 minute break. I'm going to refill my water and all that sort of thing. If you have not recently like gotten up and moved and all those sorts of things, please do that. Hey, if you are holding it and you have not gone to the bathroom recently, it's not good for your kidneys to hold it. So go take care of that. I'll be back very shortly. Be good. I hope to see you very soon. Hello? Hi! Oh my gosh, we're back! I hope everyone's doing well. Maya, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Mystic Raven. Hey, couple things. Number one, if you would like to support It Gets Better Project, right? There is a link to do that there. This is a really, really wonderful organization that does a lot to empower queer youth to be their authentic selves, to recognize that like life as they see it right now, like it really does get better, right? Like I know that's like the cliche thing that like kind of comes along with it, but like it is one of those causes that I very much believe in. Take a look at their website. They do all sorts of education initiatives. They do all sorts of support directly of youth. So like it's not like, I'm sure you've seen some of the It Gets Better Project videos, and that's only like a small piece of what they do. Okay, so please consider, like, if you were able to throw some donations there, it would really mean a lot if you were able to. If not, please don't feel bad, right? Like I'm so glad that you were here regardless. You are helping to grow a Twitch community that is meant to be an inclusive space for all. So it's so great that you're here and doing all those things as well. So yeah, let's see. Okay, I would like everybody to embrace a challenge, okay? I would like you to tell me in the chat something that you like about yourself. Could be big, could be small, right? But I want to hear one thing that you like about yourself. I will go first, okay? Oh gosh, I gotta think of something. I'm going to go with the one that I gave the other day when I was asked this question. I like that even though I am a highly anxious person and I am frequently terrified to do things, right? That I still do the thing. Not always, not every time, right? But way more often than my anxious brain tells me I should. I choose to embrace the discomfort and do it. So that's something that I like about myself. How about you? I want to hear from everybody that's able to, right? One thing that you like about yourself. Your new septum piercing. Wonderful. I love that. That is, Mika, that is wonderful. That's very gay. I'm so proud of you. I love my long hair and your eye color. Yes, good. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Turn this back on. You like your singing voice. That's lovely. I like that a lot. I'm such a good mod. Kenna, I will say you are a very, very good mod. I appreciate that about you. I love my vocal range. I can drop into deeper registers when you want to be more mask. Yeah, absolutely. I get exactly like that as well, Huffle, and I just go for it. Yes! I love that. I love that. Yeah, and that wasn't always true of me, right? Like, it's only been a lately sort of thing. And like, by lately, I mean the last few years. Like that, even though I never feel like I fit in anywhere, to try my best to be active with others and try to engage when I can. Raph, I am proud of you for that. That's wonderful. Yay. I've decided that we're going with this is going to be our orangey peach. What's this called? Mushroom. That's what these are. These are mushrooms. I almost think I need like a brown for the gills. This is kind of a browner orange than I realized initially. But I think a nice like earthy brown could work well for the gills on this one. We'll have to see. My background is in biology. I am a biology, well, I was a biology teacher. Now I'm a tech integrationist. I'm the teacher that helps other teachers with their technology, and I'm starting that role new for next year. So it'll be my first time out of the classroom in 5 years. And so I'm really excited to like have a broader impact than a single classroom. But there is a big part of me that's sad. You know, it's like, oh, well, like, I figured out how to do this. I was good at this. Why have I put myself in this situation? But I think it needed to happen. So I think it's gonna be good. You love that color. Oh, good. Thanks. I'm so glad. Thank you all for sharing all those things about yourselves. I really appreciate it. That's super lovely. I'm wondering... I am not super confident when it comes to shading and light, okay? So I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. And this could be completely ridiculous, right? But I'm thinking that the light is coming... Oh, you can't even see it. I'm just thinking the light is coming in like this angle, right? And that's why I'm a little bit darker over here and a little bit less darker over here, right? Like that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as how this is happening. So we'll see what that actually turns out to be. And same thing here, like I've got a little bit more dark on this side because I think like the light's coming more this way is the idea on it. So I don't know. I'm just coloring. I think lofty thoughts while I do it sometimes. There's not a wrong way to color. And then we're shading with our cadmium orange deep. Ooh, it's so deep. Oh my gosh. What's everyone doing with heat waves? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I did off camera, but I'm doing another one so that Zeph can see. Oh yeah, very good hydrate. Needed that one. So, Mystic Raven, I am in Minnesota, which is like central, central U.S., central northern U.S., right? And it has been brutally hot here. Our heat index, which I think that's what it's called, right? Like the thing that tells you how hot it is, like how hot it feels to your body, has been in like the like 95 to 100 range, and it's not great. It's not great. You want to come visit? Come visit. I would love to have you. We'd have so much fun. Take y'all on all sorts of nerdy adventures. Otherwise, someday I'm gonna have to like work my way down to you all, one way or the other. This is... I'm realizing that I'm like getting quiet because this is like the part where I have to like concentrate. It's in the hundreds there. Oh my gosh. Mystic Raven, are you comfortable sharing like what area of the world you're in? No pressure if you're not. I'm just curious. Thank you for showing me your hydrate. You're welcome. You're working in a warehouse that gets super hot. I'm sure it is. I had to find a weekend so you don't have to take off work. That's okay. Yeah. I'm free every other weekend, right? Oh, you're in Texas. Got it. Some of my favorite people live in Texas. Whichever you like, Raleigh doesn't have a lot to offer. I mean, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Why not both, maybe? Wait. I'm gonna fix this a little bit. I feel like I need to come back in with my lighter orange. I feel like I was a little aggressive with the shading on some part of it, so now I'm gonna have to make the rest of it kind of match. But I think it's coming together. It usually does. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Legends. Oh, you've got one gay bar, but they go hard. we have a ton of queer clubs here in Minnesota, and a lot of our. So here's one of my favorite things. One of our there's a few different sports bars, right? That on Saturday night turn into drag shows and that sort of thing, and I have been at this one place. I've been there. I'm not going to say the name because it gives you it's very close to where I live. I've been there as it transitions from sports bar to drag show, right? And watching the cishet folks that are just sports barring with their beers and all that, right? And all of a sudden all these just beautifully dressed queer people start pouring in, and it slowly dawns on them something is changing. This place feels different. And it is so amazing because just kind of one by one those groups kind of are oh, I feel like it's time to leave. But the two times I've seen it happen, one group of in both cases it was men, right? Of men that are I assume they seem like cishet men, right? Decides to stick around for part of the drag show, and I'm just I am so proud of the two of y'all, right? You were trying to watch hockey, and it became clear that the hockey was getting shut off, and you stuck around anyway, and you had to go up and pay your cover, and you still did it. That's pretty great, you know? They didn't last very long, but still. I've only been to Legends once, I don't remember. Okay, great. There's a bar near my brother in Denver, but it's a gay sports bar called Tight End. Ah. I think I get it. That's a sport thing. Okay. I feel like we're almost done smoothing out the shading a little bit. Then I can go back through with the dots. That's my dream. Watch hockey, then pretty queer people show up. Yeah, absolutely. What are we gonna do? I think we'll go blue. We'll go blue for the dots on this one. Does this go with the orange? Nah, doesn't need to. It's just gonna be great anyway. Oh my goodness. Once in a while, I just have these moments where the coloring takes me. So we color for a bit. And then shortly after that, then I cycle back into a talkie mode. And it's okay, it's time to talk now. And lather, rinse, repeat. This is every time, I don't know why, but every time I do a coloring stream, I'm always anxious before my streams, right? It's just kind of a thing that I exist in, right? But before coloring streams, I'm always more nervous, right? I'm always I don't know what I'm gonna even do. Rexy the Trex, thank you for that follow. Welcome on in to It Gets Better. I hope you're doing very, very well tonight. Oh, I get it. You're not Rexy the Trex. You're Rexy the T-Rex. I'm very smart, I swear. I am coloring a pretty little fairy village. That's what we're working on today with mushroom houses. Aw. Do I have advice for finding a good therapist? It depends on where you are, okay? But in Minnesota, we're very lucky. There's a full-fledged LGBTQIA plus therapist network where people put in what identities they have, what identities that they typically serve, right? And you could just search and like what insurances they take and all that sort of thing. That's how I found my therapist. Okay, so that if you have a resource like that, it would be in your individual state. Okay, the other place to look is if you have a local LGB center, right? Reach out to them because they probably have a resource to recommend to you. Okay, feel free to like send me a DM or find me on Twitter or whatever if you're having trouble, and I would be more than happy to help you sort that out. But I've gone through a lot of therapists in my life. My current therapist I've been with for about 2 years now. I found her specifically looking for her because I wanted someone that was queer and that understood where I was coming from, that I didn't have to educate. And I was very, very excited and happy to realize that I finally found someone that I really, really, really mesh with. So that would be my recommendation. And yeah, like Zeph said, if you don't mesh with the first one, that's completely fine and reasonable. Try somebody else. And it is not a problem to tell a therapist, I don't feel us having a great connection, I'm going to move on, or do you have someone you can refer me to, or any of those things are totally fine, right? Check the reviews. That's a great idea. If there are therapist reviews, I didn't know that was a thing. That's amazing. You had a productive day. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Do I have Instagram or Discord, as I don't use Twitter? I am on Discord, yeah. See, I don't know if you'd be able to just Discord me. Oh, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram as miss_huffle, just like I am on everything else. So yep, that's another place to find me. I'm on most of the socials the same way. Okay, we've got to do the gills. I know I said that I didn't want to bring in a bunch of extra colors. Yeah, you can whisper through Twitch. That's true. Good idea. But I'm going to bring in a brown. I think this one. Okay, here we go. This is called Yellow Ochre Light. That's our color. That's going to be our gill color. I just needed something a little earthier. It's kind of like a gross gold color. It's fine. It's fine. We're going with it. Gills are kind of this color anyway. It's fine. I love how picky I get with some of these things. Sometimes the biology teacher in me just comes out a little more. Where I'm just like, well, I mean, like, the gills seem to be the same color that they would be in nature. Because when you're walking around and you see fairy houses made out of mushrooms, you expect them to be a certain color. I'm obviously kidding. Like, that's unreasonable. I don't think fairy houses are real, are they? If they are, I've never seen them. Bring some shading in. I'm doing this all with one pencil, so like we're not going to get as detailed in the shading as we have been with some of the other ones. But that's okay. I just want to give it at least some depth here. There! Actually, I think that looks really nice. Just clean up the edge a little bit. Whoop. Okay. All right. Cook it with gas here. Okay. Okay. A girl who's very important to me has asked me about the IKEA shark that trans women are into. Right? The blahage. This one. This one. Right? It seems like every trans feminine person has one of these blahages, right? And like, I think it's a cute shark, right? I do not own one. But the question is why, right? Does anyone know the story of the blahage and why? Because I don't. I've been trying to figure it out. But you know, like I have no idea what it could be. Let's go with maybe the pink on the bottom over here. I think that might be the bottom thing. I don't know what this is gonna be. That might just be a different color. Big, stuffy, easily found, cheap. Okay. It's not that much cheaper than others like Squishmallows and things though, right? Or Squishmallows not that easily found. Or on the other side, like IKEA has other stuffies, right? But shark. So the shark has some piece of it then. It is real cute, I'm not gonna lie. It's $25 and 40 inches. Squishmallow can't compare. Okay. Okay. So I've seen a lot of trans feminine people with it, but like I think that's what the socials show me, right? Is the shark, is it broader? Do just like queer people in general love the blahage? Is that the idea? Oh yeah, we're talking stuffies. We're absolutely talking stuffies. I don't own a lot of stuffies. But like I feel like I should change that. Right? Like, I don't know. Like they're cute. And I like them. I have noticed that shading pinks is real challenging for me. It's easy to overdo it and then like they won't blend. And it could just be like these particular pencils. I mean, actually that went like freaking amazingly. Look at this. Look at the bottom of that. Look how nice there. Look how nice that shading came out. Right? Right? It's beautiful. It's what they are. You have the IKEA shark too! Nice! Where's to be loving marine biology? I love that. I love that. A pair of gay rabbit stuffies. They represent the couple from your favorite sea drama. That's wonderful. You have a Build-A-Bear turtle you've had since you were 9. I like that. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I have... What stuffies do I have? I have way more like pop figures than I have stuffies. I've not like been a big collector in my adult life, and like that's slowly changing. This is my main stuffy. I had a stuffed toad, right? Which okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Toad is clearly non-binary, right? Toad and Toadette both non-binary creatures. I feel like, right? Right? So when I had my toad, right, it felt like that like fit. What is happening? I can't. I've got like hair in my mouth. I don't like it. Okay. Are we okay? I think we're okay. Yeah. To Yoshi also for sure. So I had all that going on right with the toad, right? Then I switched to she/her pronouns, right? And right after I did that, my daughter came out with her Princess Peach. It was like, you know, I feel like we need to trade the Princess Peach for your toad. And I was like, why? And she's like, I don't know. It just feels like it fits you a little better. So that's how I ended up with this Princess Peach, which made me very happy. She has my toad now. She's very happy with my toad. But she decided that we're going to trade forever. I thought that was very sweet and cute. But she sits right there. Right next to the picture of my daughter, because you know. Also back there, I have the women of Star Wars, right? Not all of them, but I've got Rey, I've got Leia, right? I've got She-Ra, who if you've not watched She-Ra, and there is a queer bone in your body, what are you doing? You need to watch it. It's so good and so wholesome and so wonderful. It'll make you cry. What else is over here? My friend Kayla got me this. It's a cats versus pickle. Cat/pickle. Look, it's a wool unicorn. It's got a little cat versus pickle, but isn't that cute? You have not, Kenna. You need to go watch it. Like, seriously, it will change your life. It's so good. It is so good. I've never cried so hard watching a cartoon as I did for the end of She-Ra. In a good way. Right? Like, in a way that, like, feeds your soul. So, highly, highly encourage you to take a look at that one. Okay. There we go. Smooth that out a little bit. I feel like that is going well. Hard as the light moves around for me to like see where my edges are sometimes. Here we go. Yay. You will scream about it forever. Nice. Nice. Okay. Here's the other question that I had on my list to talk about. You absolutely love She-Ra. You've watched it 10 times. Nice. Me and my daughter have watched it. She keeps count. I believe it's 6. Like front to back. And that is more than any other show. Though I will say that Bluey is getting up there. If you have not seen Bluey, it has nothing to do with there's no queer rep on Bluey, I don't think. I've not seen any anyway, but it is a good show. If you want, like, as far as kids shows go. I like that my go-to now is just becoming this blue. Just like, this is just my accent color. So I was curious because I've been thinking about this a lot for me, right? It's summertime, right? For us educators, at least up in Minnesota, I know some places do year round at this point. Summertime's a time to like reflect, right? The drawing screen's not up anymore. Sorry, thank you. Like a lot of times for us educators, like summertime's a lot of like a time to like reflect, right? And kind of like figure out like, okay, what's going well with my life? What is going not so well with my life? What do I want to change? What do I want to improve? And what that got me thinking about is the idea of self-care, okay? And like, I was curious, would people be willing to share what they do for self-care, or like explain like what role does self-care play in your life? Is it something that you think about like mindfully, right? And like that you actually like go and do? Or is it something that like you feel like there's enough things in your life that are happening that are good that like you just kind of naturally are practicing it? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? So like I'm curious if anybody has any takes on like what does self-care look like in your life right now, right? Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh no, that needs to be shaded somehow. Where's my dark green? Oh, here we go. Never mind. We're okay. I feel like with the door shut, this is gonna be more of kind of like a little bit shadowy in here. Not foreboding. I don't want anything about this picture to be foreboding, but that it has some depth to it. Actually, I like that. I think it looks nice. One of my biggest self-care routines is a lovely hot bath, but I get so lazy. I get that. My therapist is good at reminding me to get off my butt and do it. That is honestly the hardest thing for me about self-care, is like making myself actually do the thing that I say I'm going to do. Which, I don't know, that feels so silly, right? Because it's like I beat myself up about this, right? Like I think about the idea that like I will feel so much better if I do XYZ, right? And then instead of doing XYZ, I don't. And then I wonder why I don't feel happy, right? It's actually like the last few months, I think I've been just riding the wave of like gender euphoria and just like general satisfaction with my life. that like I've not had any problems um, where like I've felt sad really. Like I have for moments, right? But like no extended like ways like that, right? I'm not great at self-care to be honest, but I do like to take a long shower with a face mask sometimes. That's nice. I really enjoy face masks. One of my favorite things to do are like just to buy like the cheap face masks from Target and either do it alongside my daughter or do it alongside like a friend or like that sort of thing. Like it's just so pleasant, right? To just like share space with somebody with a little mask on. You know, like it feels very classy somehow. I don't know why. It's too easy to just dissociate on TikTok and call it self-care. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, after 3 hours, it's not self-care. Okay. Hot take. I do not think that social media use ever counts as self-care. Okay, ooh, I'm just throwing hot takes out here. I am. I think it can be good for you, right? I think there can be good things that you can get from it, right? I do not think that social media is ever good for a person's mood, right? So like I don't think you can recharge. Like, let me restate that. I do not think you can recharge your batteries on social media, right? Huffle's hot take. She does not think. Oh, Kenna, you're so nice to me all the time. Self-care is remembering to take breaks from social media. I agree with that. And I am not someone that thinks that social media is a bad thing at all, right? Because I do not think that's true, right? My entire community of people that I care about, right? Like I have met through Twitch and through Twitter, and like I've learned so much about how like I was a 35-year-old like person who had always identified as and presented as a cishet person, right? A cishet man, right? Learning how to present in a feminine way that like feels affirming to me and how to do makeup and all those things have come through social media, right? Primarily through YouTube, but through a lot of different ways, right? So I do not in any way think that that's bad, right? But that is a place to go where you are going to spend energy, not a place where you are going to recharge energy, right? And I've spent way too much of my life not recognizing that and like feeling the opposite, right? Feeling like, oh, I would like to relax, right? I would like to feel reinvigorated, so I am going to do some self-care and I'm going to play on my phone, right? Like that's how I'm going to do my self-care. And like that's not it. I think there can be some exceptions to that, right? Like I know like there are some streams that I've spent time in that are cozy enough that like I'm like, okay, like this can count, right? But only if you're like, I don't know, not splitting your attention too many ways and all that sort of thing, right? If that makes sense. I love you too, Kenna. Thanks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just over here like giving hot takes, right? Like that's pretty intense. No one thought that was gonna happen tonight, but here we are. What color was that? Was this my orange? Oh no. I want to use... I don't remember. Cadmium, orange deep, yellow ochre light. This was yellow ochre light. This feels like a different character than this. We're just gonna use some light shading here. This is like the idea of this is white. So I just want to bring out a tiny bit of depth in it. Like give it a bit of a rounded character. That's all we're doing. Posture check. I'm sitting up so straight. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. No, my posture's pretty good for this. And then hydration. I'll take that. It sounds wonderful, Maya. Enjoy your lurk. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you, my friend. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. I really like this house. I feel like the second one's coming together. Oh my gosh. The other place that I wanted to talk about a little bit was around makeup, right? And makeup is oh yeah, did you hear orange? Here. Oh, it's orange. Here he is. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. You were down there shouting, so I assume you want some attention. Is that true? Okay. Bye, my friend. That's Orange. He's my 17-year-old kitty. So I've had him since he was a kitten. He's very loud. That's his existence. It's just loud. Loki's looking cute. He's gotta get this last little bow colored in. And the lantern, and then we've got this house done as well. 2 houses down on a picture. Who is she? So I was talking to, so I was at this birthday party, of one of my daughter's friends, right? And she's 7, right? So it was like, it's little kids, right? But we were talking about, so there was yeah, Orange Tabby, it's true. There was, like, I get there, right? All suburban folks, right? All suburban, white, cishet folks, right? And me, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, right? It's gonna be one of those times, right? And I walk up, okay? And then I'm like, I lock eyes with this person who is definitely queer, right? Very androgynously coded outfit, right? And I'm like entire presentation, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so then I'm like, okay, like I'm definitely going to like at least like talk to this queer person, right? And moments later, they came and stood next to me, right? And it was just like one of those times where it's like, oh my gosh, like this is great, right? So we got to talking. We like decided that we were going to get our kids together for a play date, right? We got our kids together for a play date, right? And because of course this person uses they them pronouns, which, because you know, like it's not a gaydar, right? But my ability to suss out other like folks that have a different gender identity than cis, right, is pretty good, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, like we are birds of a feather. I can see that in you, right? So we got our kids together for a play date. Turns out the kids love each other, right? Great, right? Today I went out for coffee with them, right? Turns out we get along real good too. And it was just like one of those times where it's like, one of my favorite things about being a queer person, right, is like you have that ability to instantly connect with other queer folks, right? Like when I'm in the grocery store and like, I don't, like the other day, there was a person that walked by. They were relatively like feminine presenting, right? But they had an undercut and a septum piercing, right? And it's like, oh, like we clearly belong to the same group of people, right? And so like just the idea of like I'm walking through the grocery store, I have not like acknowledged anybody else at the grocery store, right? But this person, like I looked at, they looked straight into my eyes. We both smiled real big at each other, right? It's just like one of those things where it's like there's a camaraderie there that like we all are in on, like we know what's up, right? And I love that about the queer experience. I feel like there's not really, I don't know, like I can imagine that existing in other places in the world, right? But like that's never existed in my life before. where I was just like, oh, okay, like, cool, you know? So yeah. I don't know, the same sort of thing happens at school, right? Like when like a queer student like first recognizes me for me, right? Like that moment is always really great because like I've had kids like legitimately double take when they see me, right? And the question almost always is, wait a second, are you a teacher? Right? And when I tell them yes, they're always just like touched, right? Like the just like I had a lot of students that would like seek me out and talk to me a little bit every day because like we had this like shared like life experience sort of moment. And I just think that's really lovely. Like that's not something that you get with every like manner of being, I don't think. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Okay, let's take a little update. How was my Pride Month and 2022 so far? I will share in just a moment. I'm just going to give one quick little update, though. I remember seeing Zep for the first time and being like, queer person must interact. Nice. So we've got our 2 buildings done, right? Wow, this white is not being read as white. My camera's trying to, like, parse it as something else, I think. That's okay. So we've got our orange little fairy house and our lavender little fairy house, and we are officially 2/5 of the way through. So you know, like clearly we're getting this done in the next hour. We're not. I never finish it. I don't know what to tell you. I do my best. My Pride Month was amazing. It was so good. I went to Seattle. I have a very dear friend named Allie, who, okay, Allie Mack is a streamer. They, in their channel, right, they preach to be unapologetically yourself, right? When I first ended up on Twitch, right, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online. That was the game that I played. That was the game I streamed. That was the game that I was looking for streamers in, right? And at the time, I went on the little like browse feature, and I looked with people that were streaming with the LGBTQ tag, right? That were playing Elder Scrolls. And that day, I stumbled upon Allie Mack. Like that's how I found them, right? And after watching them for a week or so, and having them deliver this message of being unapologetically yourself, it hit me that I was not doing that, okay? That like I was streaming, right? But I was like, at the time, I was out as non-binary, but I was very timid about expressing that, right? And especially like in any way, like looking like a non-binary person in any way, right? Like I looked every bit like a cis het man at that point, right? And when I was in their stream, like that message eventually landed, right? And I remember the first day that I streamed and had makeup on, right? And it was not a lot of makeup. There was no makeup that anyone could actually detect, right? Like I think I was wearing like concealer, and I might have like done my brows or something like that, right? So like barely any makeup, right? But that was a huge step for me, right? And it was because like this streamer, Allie, was in the right place at the right time with the message that I was ready to hear in that moment, right? And it was just so amazing. And I reached out to Allie, and I was like, hey, like this thing that you say on your stream is so important. It made a big difference in my life. Like, thank you, right? And fast forward a couple of years later, like Allie and I are close friends, right? So I was able to go and visit Allie in Seattle, where they live, during Pride Month, and we went to Seattle's Pride Fest together, and it was so wonderful. Let me show you. I've got a good picture. Come on. It was really, really, really great. And like it was just so much fun, and like I adore her. I also adore her girlfriend. And like we just had so much fun together, and like this was my outfit. Right. Oh, get my face out of there so it'll focus. Come on. Come on. You could do a camera. You did it earlier. All right. Well, in any case, you could probably see at least the dress and all that. And it was so great. It was the first time that I've like worn a dress in public, and it felt like a really big step. So it felt apropos, and like so that was how my Pride Month finished out, and it was just beautiful and lovely and affirming and wonderful. And I couldn't have asked for anything more out of it, right? It was just really great. It was really, really great. Thanks. So yeah. I hope that everybody else's Pride Month was really wonderful too. It was also because like I came out as non-binary February of 2020, right? And that was after like a long personal journey of finally figuring out that's what I was and all that sort of thing. And it turns out that wasn't the end of my journey, which is great. Because like I've figured out like more about myself, and then you know like new pronouns and all that sort of thing. Not that. Okay, let me say this like very clearly, okay? Because I feel like I've fumbled this in the past, right? Non-binary is a perfectly acceptable destination, right? And a perfectly reasonable identity, and many non-binary people exist, right? I thought that I was non-binary for a long time, right? And it turned out that I wasn't quite done figuring out who I was, right? Like it turns out that like woman is what fits me best, right? But like that is in no way to invalidate any non-binary people or say that non-binary people are on their way somewhere else, right? Because that's not it at all, right? Where was I going with this? I forgot. I was doing so good. Up. I don't remember. In any case, early in 2020 when I came out, it was like one of those like situations where like I felt like I did not have a place to exist, right? Like I didn't have any way to make queer friends in the real world, because like we were all in our houses at that point, right? But like Twitch ended up being a place for me for that, right? So like it felt like particularly like fitting that it was with like one of my like very dear friends that I made through Twitch, right? That I got to go to my first actual like Pride festival with, right? Because like it just like I don't know, like the streaming world became so important to me throughout the pandemic, and like continues to be very important to me, right? But like I just like there's something like really special about that whole experience. So it's not something that I'm going to forget anytime soon, because it was just really good. So yeah, I hope that everybody else had really wonderful prides as well. If you've got any like wonderful stories or realizations or things that you did throughout that time, I would love to hear them and celebrate with you and all that sort of thing. Okay. All right. I also struggle to shade greens. I don't know why. You have an ADHD confession. Okay. Let's hear it. If you want to share, right? Like there's no requirement that you share anything. Oh no, I don't know if I like how this is shading. It's okay. I'm gonna be able to blend it out. I just need to go back in with the mint green. I might have gone too heavy on the mint in the first place to make that as possible as I'd like, but I think we'll be okay. one way or another. Okay, love it. I got a candle while cleaning yesterday. I only realized that it was still lit when I got home from work today. Oh no! I'm glad that everything's okay. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate that. Okay. We'll come back in with the mint. Oh, that's actually going pretty nicely. Never mind. I take it back. It's beautiful. I could go through. Okay, if you all want like a fancy trick for colored pencils, right? If you ever have colors that are not blending very well, grab a white pencil and go back over your colors with the white. It's called burnishing, and it's like what are they called? Like bonding agents, I think maybe. But the different chemicals that are in the actual wax that help keep it like moving and all that, like they mix together, and like that's it helps to make your colors meld better. So like that's what the white pencil's for. It doesn't actually color white, right? It colors clear. So yeah, kind of fun. While you're coloring, I'm working on an OC. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. I don't like have any like full on like OC sort of stuff, but I do play Dungeons and Dragons, and I very much love that. Let's see, pink leaves, and pink leaves or lavender leaves. Not lavender because we're adjacent to our lavender color there. Maybe orange leaves. I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. We'll go orange leaves and do a different color spots. And I think what we're gonna do, I will do some shading work on these, but I think I'm going to alternate my oranges. Just to give it a little bit, make it a little more interesting. Do something kind of fun here. Yeah, okay. You love Dungeons and Dragons! Nice! For Dungeons and Dragons right now, I play a goblin named Chert Woztik, and she is joyful and very sure of herself and super silly all the time, but not in a like on purpose silly sort of way, right? She's like obliviously silly, and I love her a lot. She's like one of my favorite characters that I've ever played on Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't been playing that long. I've only been playing since like April of 2020. But yeah, it's I love that game a lot. It's really cool. Okay, here's what we're gonna do to try and like actually make this stand out. Is I'll go like a little bit less pressure on that one, and this one's gonna get like pushed hard, like real hard. Okay. Okay, yay. I do not think that the orange goes with the green at all, like theoretically. I don't think anyway. Like I don't think they're complementary in any way or anything like that. But like I am digging this look in a big way. I don't know why, but I think it's great. So I will take it. I'm glad that it worked out this way. And then I'm gonna pick a different color for the spots. And we could go back to blue. Or actually, on this one, maybe I'm gonna go with like more of the gray in here. I think that could be really fun. Yeah. Okay, these are smaller than the other ones. I need to focus a little bit. Oh, I forgot to leave. Leave. Leave in the spots. Leave me alone. Gotta figure out what we're doing with the chimneys too. At some point. I really like that! Oh, we're doing a pronoun check. Hello, my pronouns are she, her. Kenna Cornbread uses she, they pronouns. If you are comfortable sharing your pronouns, please feel free to share them in the chat. If you're not comfortable, that is completely fine as well. There's no pressure or expectation here. But we would love to recognize you as you, and yeah, if you have any pronouns that you want to try on or anything like that, like I would be happy to use those for you as well, right? But yeah, again, no pressure or expectation. Ooh, okay. I was like, I need to figure out what color for this, and then I just like went with gray, and I feel like that's the right answer. Like it feels nice. Zeph asked you to share. Zeph uses they, he pronouns. Thank you, Flaunty Gem, aka Zeph, for sharing your pronouns with us. We appreciate you. I hope that Zeph is being nicer to you in Magic the Gathering. Mystic Raving uses he, his, they, and their pronouns. Very nice. I love that. I've been doing a lot of practicing lately with different neo pronouns, and I feel like I'm starting to get a little better at it, right? So for anyone who struggles with like, I don't know, like I feel like even using they and them for people, like that's a new skill to learn, right? And I think it's super easy to just like I don't know, like to be afraid of it, right? Or to decide that it's like something that like is difficult to do. But like if you are struggling with anybody's pronouns, like you need to practice, right? Like that's the way to get better at stuff. It's to practice it, right? So like I highly encourage you, if that is something that like is happening in your life, even when it comes to yourself, right? Give yourself example sentences and say them out loud. It makes a big difference, right? Oh, posture check. Thank you. Sometimes I get a little mood when I'm trying to color. I'm sorry. I appreciate it. Gonna get this. Y'all comfortable? You can also share where you are on the LGBTQIA spectrum. I often identify as queer because it's a great umbrella term, and I think my sexuality is super confusing and complex. I think that is completely valid and wonderful. Yeah, that is the reason. Like, so if anybody doesn't know, the Q in LGBTQIA 2S and plus, like all of those, right? The Q is queer. And that is kind of an umbrella term that catches a lot of different identities that are not otherwise represented directly in those letters. Remember that plus also is a catch that grabs a whole bunch more identities that are not directly represented in the letters themselves. Um, I am a transgender. Let's see. I'm a transgender woman, right? Yeah, a transgender lesbian woman, right? That's my general identity. The whole like I'm into other women thing though, like there's some flexibility with that, right? Um, yeah, yeah. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. So like a little confusing as well, right? Mix Max Maxfinite. Ooh, I like your name. Identify as trans or non-binary and use they them. That's wonderful. I use queer when referring to my sexuality as well. That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really great. Um, okay. Let's see. Oh no, shoot! I should have set a timer. Do I see a lesbian flag in the background in the future? I hadn't thought about that. I do have the other flag up that could potentially. I have thoughts now. I have thoughts. I didn't even like consider that, but yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay, let's take a quick look at where we're at. We've got we've got almost 3 of the 5 done, right? I really love how the chimneys came together. Honestly, I think it's really cool. What I'm going to do is take my second break, which I forgot to set a timer for, so I'm taking a little bit later than I should be, but too bad. If you've not recently gotten out of your seat and stretched or drank something or eaten something or gone to the bathroom, pick one of those things and do it, please. I will be back very shortly, and I will see you then. Hi, I'm back. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing really well. Let's see. Mystic Raven, demisexual, am still discovering yourself slowly. That's wonderful. Lady Puffy. Lady Puffy. Lady Puffle. I'm bi and my pronouns are she, her. Thank you for sharing. And you're done with class. Yay. You needed to go eat some supper. Enjoy your supper, Mystic Raven. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's see. What color have I not used for the bottom yet? Pink. Wait, no, we need pink here. Lavender. It's far enough away from this one. That's fine. Am I saying nice things about me on their channel, so it's warranted? I can't yell. I can yell whenever I want, but I won't. I won't. Ellie is a wonderful non-binary person. So if you're looking for someone who plays like story games and that sort of thing, Ellie is a good person to go and go and spend some time with. Oh my gosh. I have not gotten this much coloring accomplished during a stream in a long time. Like, I'm pretty stinking proud of this, to be honest with you. My level of focus is unparalleled. I'm just kidding. It is absolutely paralleled. But I'm enjoying it anyway. I hope everyone had a nice break. I hope everyone did something for themselves. If you didn't, there's a mom telling you that you should go and do that, please. Right? Do something for you. Also to mention, the lightning is building quite a bit outside. Usually I'm just fine. Like we don't lose power very often here or anything like that. But if there is a hiccup or a glitch or something like that, stay tuned. I'm sure I'll be back. Or if you hear anything like booming or that sort of thing in the background. Ooh, I kind of like this one. My color feels nice. Okay, let's see. For the door, I'm kind of doing this thing where I'm trying to use like the accent color of the spots on the doors. I don't know if I need to keep doing that, but we're gonna do it here anyway. This door, we've got a door and then we've got trim. It's a little bit different than our other doors. I think the door itself is going to be that terracotta green. It's a little bit dark. Let's see if we can get this in. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, okay. Kenna's your favorite kind of cornbread? Same. It's a very... Ellie's my favorite kind of puffle. Y'all are real cute. I forgot to bring this up. Are y'all following the James Webb Space Telescope? Because if not, what are you doing with yourself, right? If you don't know about this, James Webb is it's not really the replacement for Hubble. It's a different sort of telescope. It's looking at different spectrum of light than Hubble is, but it's capable of ridiculously higher resolutions than what the Hubble Space Telescope could do, right? And its first actual full power photo was released yesterday. So if you've not seen this thing, go and look at it, okay? Here's what's amazing, right? It is a picture. Let's see. Can I pull it up? I can pull it up. I'm sure I can pull it up. Maybe I can't pull it up. I can't. Nope. I don't have a scene to do that for It Gets Better project. Shoot. That's okay. Google James Webb Space Telescope and look at the first picture that was released, right? When you're looking at the picture, you see a few real bright dots that have lens flare effects on them, right? Those are stars, okay? That's now what's exciting, right? We can see stars just looking upstairs, right? Every other pinprick of light that's in that photo is a galaxy, right? And so what's cool is we are seeing galaxies that are farther away than we've ever been able to see. And light takes time to travel to Earth, right? So what that means is the farther the galaxy is away, the further back into time you are seeing, right? So if a galaxy is 7 billion light years away, right, you are seeing what that galaxy looked like 7 billion years ago, right? Because it took 7 billion years for the light from that galaxy. I told you it was getting lightningy. That was a loud one. For the light from that galaxy to get to your eyes, right? So that is our way of looking back into time and seeing what the universe looked like billions and billions and billions of years ago, right? Hubble got us within a few billion years of the Big Bang, right? James Webb's going to get us even closer. And I'm so excited to see like what comes out of it, because like we learned so much about the way the universe is, and like the fact like the idea that like do you all realize when I was young, we did not know that there were planets around other stars. Like we didn't know that was a thing, right? We thought maybe, and there was this like big debate about like, well, maybe our solar system's a special place and planets are super rare, right? And now, like, we have looked around so many stars, and every single star that we look around now, right, there are planets, okay? We can't see them very easily. We have to use a lot of tricks to be able to see the way that either they dim the star's light or they affect gravity of things around them or that sort of thing in order for us to detect them, right? But whenever we've used these really sophisticated techniques and carefully evaluated every single star we have looked at, we have found planets. Right? And that comes from like big projects like Hubble, okay? James Webb is going to make a difference there too, okay? There's something I want to share with you all. Carl Sagan was a astronomer who died in the 90s. Okay, and he was one of these people that thought that astronomy was like super important, not because it was important to learn about the sky, right? But because by learning about the universe, it taught us like how small and fragile and important each and every one of us is to each and every other person on this planet. Okay, and I think that like as a queer person, right, I feel like this is one of the most important things that you could possibly hear. So this is looking back. Okay, wait. This we're going to have to find a picture of this. Let me do this real quick. Real quick. I can make this happen. One moment, because this is a really important context is to be able to see this, and so I'm just going to be real cheeky and set up a little scene, just a little scene. No big deal, you know, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Doop doop doo. Just a little quick magic here, right? Just some quick magic. The best kind of magic happens quickly. Okay, this is not perfect, but it's gonna be just fine. Okay, so check this out. This image that you're about to see, okay? I slide this over here so that I can actually do the thing. Okay, this image was taken by one of the Voyager spacecrafts, right? And it was after it had passed the rings of Saturn, okay? And it was looking back at Earth, this tiny pinprick, right? This dot, this is Earth from that distance, okay? Hard to see, real small, real insignificant, right? Just a couple pixels, okay? So keep that in mind while I read this, because it to me is so important. This is something that Carl Sagan wrote when in reference to that. Okay. Without further ado, look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child and inventor, explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors so that, in glory and triumph, they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there's no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There's nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It's been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There's perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. Carl Sagan wrote that in 1994. I am just choked up. Carl Sagan wrote that in 1994. Okay? And to me, that talks about all of these reasons that we find to hate each other, right? They're ridiculous, right? All of these reasons that we find to decide that we are the most important person, they're wrong, right? Like, we are nothing without each other, right? And what our entire world is this pathetically tiny speck of dust in this, like, endless universe, right? And our job, our existence, our reason for being is to, like, take care of each other and, like, to try and find a way to to coexist and to like carve out some piece of happiness in this like tiny thing, right? And like, that to me is why, like, the message of it gets better, right? Why the message of Pride Month, the message of like why is it important that we're spending billions of dollars to put telescopes into space, right? It's to show what it's not as a telescope, it's as a mirror, right? It's that we can look at ourselves and recognize some truths about us, right? And I think it is so beautiful and so impactful and so important in this world when we find ourselves like, I don't know, like we're the first point in a long time where we are literally watching rights walk backwards, right? It is really hard in that environment to look with hope, right? But it's there, right? And it's up to us to keep it alive and to find it and to nurse it and to like find ways to make each other's lives better and safer and happier and all of those things. So like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I get very, very excited about space because I feel like it is one of those things that like, it shows us just how much we need each other and just how tiny each and every one of us are. And like, to me, that is not anything other than like empowering and beautiful. So with that, let's do a little more coloring. Let's get back in here. I think that I don't want to put the blue here because I've got a blue bottom. I'm going to put the blue here. I'm so sorry. I don't know why people let me. Like, it is amazing that we live in a world where I have the ability to just like talk, and like no one can just turn it off on me, right? And sometimes you just gotta talk a little bit about space. Because it's important stuff, I think, you know? Oh my gosh. I am really excited to see like what other like things we learn about the universe though. Because I really think that like this is going to be a game-changing sort of situation. You know, space is important. Thank you, Lady Puffle. I appreciate that. Yeah, and like, I don't know. I like your viewpoint. You don't have to apologize. We're here to watch and listen to you. It's real cute being excited about topic. Thanks, Kenna. I appreciate you. I do. I think part of why I like the space thing so much is because all of us, objectively, from like the perspective of like the broader universe, nobody on this planet is important, right? And like coming from that perspective, right? I think it gets really easy to see that we are only important in reference to each other, right? And like it really does help me to keep in mind like how just like how important it is to take care of each other and to think about each other and to like care for each other and all those things. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I actually really like these blues. Somehow, like, it never works out that I'm happy with like all of the colors I've chosen and how they kind of work together. But today seems to be my day. No, something's firing on all cylinders. Oh my gosh. All right, we are getting. We're not there yet. Okay, so don't worry. Right? I think we're the universe's way of knowing itself, just like we are aware of ourselves. I think we could be. The universe is aware of itself through us. I think you're right. I think the only thing I'm going to add to that, because I agree with that statement entirely, but I don't think that we are the only like self-actualized life in the universe. I think that would be extremely unlikely, just given how big it is and how much there is. Ooh, I'm going to go with the darker orange for this. The peach is not standing up to the blue very well. There we go. I like that. But so like maybe not just specifically us, but like intelligent life, right? Like I think that's absolutely the universe's way. Laptop died, but I'm really sleepy, so I'm gonna go to bed. Good rest of the stream. Good night, Kenna. Thank you so much for all the things you do. Love you lots. Sleep so well. Okay. I gotta figure out what's gonna be for the underside of this one too, since you can actually see the bottom of the cap on this one. I actually like that a lot. The blue with the orange, and the orange with the blue. I think that's really cute. So we're part of how the universe does stuff. And what you were saying was definitely not like, it was not like a exclusive of that, right? It's just like I don't know. It just, I don't know why, but it feels important to specify. Again, I have no idea why I feel that way, right? So, sorry if that's like overbearing and strange. I think we can go like this. And honestly, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shade gray and like lightly mix blue into it. And we're gonna add gray to the rim as well. Because like I would think that the underside, like usually if you see a mushroom, the underside of the mushroom looks a little bit different than the top side does. Do something like that. Ooh, I actually really like that. Might need a little bit more the blue side. No, actually it looks freaking great. It looks freaking great is what it looks like. You're trying mushrooms, I get it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, the stock. I think we're gonna go with pink or green. What's my last color set? We got blue, green, lavender, orange. Blue, green, pink. Pink has to be this top. So then pink should be the bottom of this one because that would be my other shade color that I've got left anyway. I'm not going to finish this entire picture. Like, we are making some really good progress tonight. This is, like I said a couple times, this is way more coloring than I've done in a stream in forever. Out a little bit. Oh, actually, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, I had a lot of fun last time I did this with Ace, right? And like I'm going to have a lot of fun with Ashlina as well. But it's kind of fun to get a chance to like sit and chat and talk about stuff like this. Like I get to focus on all you a little bit more, which is kind of fun. Like I haven't done this without a guest in a long time, and it's just like I've forgotten how much I enjoy this like putting the focus there. Kind of cool. We're gonna go with here. I'm gonna go with the orange, and then I think I'm gonna shade it gray maybe. Just to give it like a little bit more of a metal character than just straight up the orange. Oh gosh, that makes it real nice. That worked even better than I thought it might. I think we're gonna do the same with the trim here. Like, I really liked how that worked. Whoop. Nice. One more house to go, and then we are out of houses. And then we've just got like accoutrement to like flesh out. So the top of this one needs to be pink. One has a cute little cleft chin of a top, which I think is adorable. I hope everybody's having like a really, really wonderful night. I know I am. Thinking, like, we talked earlier about self-care, right? And like this, like honestly, like coloring is one of those things that I always forget like how therapeutic it is for me personally. Not saying that that's everybody's thing, right? But like it feels really good for me. And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, like, how do I always forget about this? And then I do it, but like it just feels so nice. And I like walk away from it. I'm like, God, I have a really good time doing that thing. Anybody else is working on any drawings or anything like that? I would love to hear what you're working on. Or like what progress you've made on whatever thing that was tonight. So if you're comfortable sharing that, please feel free. Okay. Like little details. Getting there. Like I talked about before, I will be back on It Gets Better on August 9th, which is another Tuesday night. All of my streams I've kept for Tuesday nights, so that anybody who like tunes in like kind of regularly to this channel at the same time each week can find me, and kind of have like some consistency in what to expect, you know. So that's gonna be great. My guest is Ashlina, who is incredible and just a like really wonderful Latina queer streamer. And so and she's just like a lot of fun and just like a really great person. So I think everyone's gonna have a lot of fun vibing with her. What are we gonna do? Let's go mint green for the dots. Why? I don't know. It just feels right. These ones are like super tiny. Oh, these are so small. My pencil cannot get sharp enough to color them. Horrible dots. I like that. Alright, some chimney action on both of these. Work that toward the middle a little bit. Same thing with this one over here. Oh my gosh, I'm completely like off my screen, aren't I? Sorry. Just like here's my stream. You are watching nothing. You're watching a face or the top of the head. That's kind of like what comes along with coloring streams. I don't know what to tell you. I can't color without looking down. And if I had a camera right here looking up at me, you get this face, that would be terrifying. You wouldn't want that. No one wants that. Okay. Okay, and then we've got one more bottom to do. I feel like that bottom's gonna be orange. I actually really like that orange color. Pretty nice. I almost don't want to shade this with with the darker orange. I kind of really like how this one laid down. And the amount of depth that we're getting just with the one color. So I do think I'm just going to leave it. That like really came out nicely. We're gonna go just with the straight like ochre on the window. I don't want to like try and shade it with the orange because it's gonna get too muddy, too lost in the orange color. I would rather it's like a completely different shade. Look at that. Okay, let's see where we're at. Look at this. So all of the houses have been done, and we just have like some of the smaller stuff to fill in. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I think it's super cute. So let's keep going. We've got a few minutes left. We're probably not gonna finish, but we're gonna get pretty far. I think what we're gonna do with like these four is just like do a smattering of all of the colors. Like why not, right? The biggest thing I want to make sure that we've got is like some level of shading, so it feels like we've maintained some roundness in here. Like I don't like it when they get too far from like the character of the rest of it, when like the small pieces are just like a solid color with no shade. It's really easy to do that, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, like this has been like I've gotten sick of it, so I'm just gonna go fast. Like I don't know, like that. Like should the stocks all be the same color? Probably. Let's go with like the gill color that we use down below. Like that makes sense. Yay! I'm gonna keep doing that trick with the gray as the like shading on the bottom. Ah! So recently I went into a metaphysical store, left with a tarot deck. Not particularly into that sort of thing, but I've been learning more about how to use it. I've been trying it recently. It's been very interesting. Nice. I like it. I think that's great. If it's teaching you things about yourself, then I think that is a positive thing. Also, I did not know that there was a metaphysical store. That seems like a very niche market to me. Okay. These are, when the little ones, like when it goes well, it just feels amazing, right? Like it's just like one of those things where it's like, oh, like apparently I kind of know how to do this. Use the teal over here and then the mint over here. Like otherwise we could get a little lost. I got a little heavy-handed with part of that. But I think we'll be able to make it work for us. So. Yep. Nice. You'll bring me to one. We can buy me crystals. I do not want to buy crystals. Not with other stuff. Let's buy me a tarot deck. That sounds better. Cause like, here's the thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, but like, let me think about this. I would guess, right? And like I said, I have no reason to like to actually know this, so I could be completely incorrect, right? But I would guess that crystals from a geology store, right, are cheaper than the same crystal from an like occult store, a metaphysical store. That's what you call it, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I would venture to guess that that is true. And if that's the case, then that is, I feel like they're preying on people. That's my thought anyway. Okay, this color is hard to shade with. It's real aggressive, so I gotta be gentle with it. Actually, that worked out pretty nice. Whoop. Whoop. That would have gone a little better, but it's okay. They're like 35 cents, maybe $1. Yeah, but are they big enough? Right? I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about any of it. I really don't. I think we're gonna kind of continue the same trend of with the, what would you even call these? The ones with the goo on the top? Why is the goo on the top? Are these baby anything else? No, like none of these have goo on the top. So no, I don't think that's the case. I think... No, we can go 2 different colors on these. It's fine. Like we've decided this is like a fairy house situation, right? Like same species of mushrooms can have lots of different colors in a fairy situation. I feel like that is true. I stand by it, and anyone that says otherwise, well, maybe you're right too. But unfortunately, you are not coloring this particular picture. And when you are, you can make your own decision about how it's going to work, imaginary person that's not even talking to me. I did that with my brain. Okay. Ooh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I too like the idea of like just mixing whatever color is calling to me in the moment for the like top bottom of these. Like as long as it's not like adjacent to another one. I think we're going to be pretty lax about what colors we choose. It could be anything. It could be anything. Oh no. Okay. I haven't had to do this, but we've got to get the eraser out. You like my brain? Oh, thanks. I like your brain. It's lovely. There's that. And then let's go with orange, right? Caution to the wind over here. Being wild. I can tell that like we're getting toward the end of stream, right? Because like I'm getting tired, right? But there's a big piece of me that just wants to keep coloring this until it's finished because it's like getting closer and I'm really liking how it's looking and all that sort of thing, right? But alas, is not to be. I should not like try and do an entire like complex color sheet in like a single sitting. That's probably not healthy. Careful of Huffle, she'll just put any color on anything. Yeah, yeah, she's wild. BK do crime, right? there's a good reason that I started by choosing my colors, right? And I've only cheated twice as far as picking new colors or adding colors to it, right? But if I didn't do that, right, then I would just be grabbing colors all day long, right? And be like, well, now this one, and it never looks good, right? Like this is more colors than I ever use, but it's like five real primary colors, and then I added a gray, right? And then I picked a shade color for each one, but like that's not that many, you know. It's fine. Let's do green on the top of this one, huh? Oh yeah. Get in there, you silly greenie. Mm-hmm. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wait, we gotta like repeat something. Maybe the purple. I don't know. Well, there's purple here. It's fine. That's enough separation. Shouldn't get too lost. Yay! Okay, let's go pink on top. Oop. Yes. And then I don't know, blue on the bottom, maybe. how well those mesh. I mean, it's gonna have to work now. We're committed. I don't like how this is looking. Oh, we're saving it. Okay. There. Nice. And the last one. Lavender, blue, green, pink, orange for the top then. I'm doing the whole smorgasbord. I like that this like whole thing is like almost entirely groups of 5. I heard recently that odd numbers of things look better than even ones. Okay, and then what are we missing for the bottom? Green. Green and green. I figured you'd know. Okay. Nice. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. This is our drawing. The only thing left, we've got like 1 mushroom on the side, 2 tiny ones down here, and then a couple leaves and a couple flowers. But like we're like 95% of the way done, which is farther than I've gotten on a color sheet on a single stream in a long time. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to like finish this up. So if anybody like wants this one, let me know, because I could make that happen. Let's see, what do we have to talk about? I am Huffle. My pronouns are she, her. I stream at mxhuffle on Twitch. I can be found on Twitter at at miss_huffle. That's the way to find all those things and all that. I am going to be back here coloring and vibing and chatting again August 9th, and that will be alongside of the one and only Ashlina, who is just a wonderful streamer and a wonderful person. I'm very excited for y'all to get to spend some time with her, because she's so super wonderful and just a lot of fun to be around. So I think we're gonna have like a really good conversation and get to like color and vibe, and it'll be great. It's always a very different it's a different sort of vibe when there's like somebody else with me, right? Because it's just like kind of a different sort of deal. Let's see. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, like it's just kind of like one of those things. We are going to go and raid out one of the other It Gets Better ambassadors, Data Dave. So if you could please copy that rate message, and let's go and make a whole bunch of noise for Data Dave, and yeah, just be super excited and all that sort of thing. Thank you so freaking much for hanging out with me. I very, very sincerely appreciate it. Again, I will be back here in just under a month. I hope that you are safe and happy in the meantime, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much.